Hello, my name is Louie Demola, and I will be talking to you all today about recycling, the benefits of recycling, and why you should recycle. Picture this. You stop by your local coffee shop on your way to work to grab a small iced latte with caramel flavoring, and as you're paying for your bill, the sun reflects on a carefully crafted artesian salami wrap. You decide to grab the wrap for lunch, and at work, you start to feel a little thirsty, so you decide to grab a bottle of water from the vending machine right before you clock out for the day. In a span of 6 to 8 hours, you've used a plastic cup and a straw for your coffee, along with a plastic wrap that was used for your salami wrap, as well as a plastic water bottle. Did you recycle any of those items? Well, I'll leave the answer up to you. But did you know, according to Turner, a staggering 65% of people do not know the items that should. Now the question is, what exactly is recycling? Let me tell you. Recycling is the method of accumulating and breaking down material to remake it into new material instead of throwing it into the trash can. Recycling not only benefits communities, but the world as a whole. It is very possible that people do not recognize why recycling is exactly essential to our nature as human beings. It is a simple concept, but it's a very complex process. Let's say you're actually hip to what recycling is. Do you know what happens to recycling when it is picked up from the curb after a day of garbage and recycling? Let me try to explain that to you. Now, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's ask the question, what actually can be recycled? Now, we know the basics like paper and plastic, but do we know that glass can also be recycled, as well as aluminum foil and acid batteries, and batteries in general? See, it is impossible to solve a problem that you do not even know exists. You may not know that the lack of recycling is causing an environmental problem in the world, and how will you know unless someone like me tells you? Before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's ask the question, what actually can be recycled? Now, we know the basics like paper and plastic, but do we know that glass can also be recycled, as well as aluminum foil and acid batteries, and batteries in general? See, it is impossible to solve a problem that you do not even know exists. You may not know that the lack of recycling is causing an environmental problem in the world, and how will you know unless someone like me tells you? Now, why exactly should we recycle? According to LM, give you a visual representation of something that can or cannot be recycled. This is a piece of paper that I used for a presentation recently. It is not damaged. It is still very perfect. And although it has some ink on it, I can definitely put it in the recycling bin and use it to be recycled. This is another piece of paper that I used recently for a presentation. I've balled it up and it's kind of soiled and a little bit dirty. This is an example of something that I cannot recycle, as it is not the perfect piece of paper to be recycled. This can be sent to a manufacturing company to be reused, while this cannot. You don't have to pay for it. It's something that you can do literally without any hassle, without anybody bothering you. You just need to know exactly what to do and when to do it. Me personally, I will share with you my story. As soon as I started adopting the recycling mindset, I have not been able to stop. Literally, when I throw maybe a piece of plastic or paper in a trash can, my conscience will not allow me to leave it there because I know that it can be recycled. This is something that you can adopt as well. When you realize the difference between recyclable items and trash items, you will have the thought inside of you to either throw away trash or recyclable items. This is something that you can teach other people. It is not just a one-person thing. You can tell one person, tell another person, tell another person, until it becomes a chain effect. Okay? It is not only you. You can educate your community about it. You can buy recycling bins for your community to teach them, like, this is recyclable, this is a recycling bin, and this is a trash bin. And the more that you educate people, the better. And it literally becomes a chain effect, and the world becomes a better place because of it. Don't think because you are the only person doing it, that doesn't mean it stops at you. You can literally teach other people, and it's just a great thing to do for the environment. We don't want things like pollution for our air or wasted landfills, because those landfills stay there. We have to create new ones, and honestly, it is not the healthiest thing for the environment. So next time when you have the option to recycle a plastic bottle, please choose to recycle it instead of throwing it away. It makes a huge difference. And you may not think it makes a huge difference, but it actually does. And the more that you educate other people on it,